Hi, America. Welcome to my channel. Do all that YouTube stuff. Let's get going. Yeah, I know I've been MIA for a while. Life's been crazy, so that's why I kind of just wanted to do like a live stream today, and just kind of take you through my whole full makeup routine. I also got my Norvina palette yesterday in the mail. When I got it, it was broken. I was so sad. But these shades here on top, they're almost like a putty makeup meets a shadow. So I was actually able just to press them back together, and luckily they wouldn't like spread out everywhere. But like I got the box and I was like, oh, because you could tell one side of the box was dented, and it was a big box. It was like, come on, Ulta, like seriously, you should know how to ship makeup. It was a giant box for this, and then I opened the packaging, and the unicarton was dented, and I was like, ah. And then I I got the palette out, and there was just a little bit of brown, like right here on the cover. I was like, ah. But when I opened it up, yeah, it was Drama and Wild Child and Rose Gold. They were just a little beaten up, but as you can see, they all pressed perfectly back together. So this is the first time I'm gonna be playing with this morning. But let's just get going. So we're going to start with my brows today, because that's where we always start. And for my brows, lately I've been using the NYX pencils and the ABH pencils. Obviously, NYX is going to be a lot cheaper, and you can always get these on sale. Watch your coupons every week for those CVS coupons. Like, I swear, once a week they send you a 30% off coupon for one normal item, priced item. Go to Ulta, they're always having sales on it. But actually, I got this ABH one for $3 during the Prime sales. So I was pretty stoked about that. I got it for $3 because I think it was on sale for like 13 bucks. And earlier in the week, they had done this thing where if you spent $10 at Whole Foods and you were a Prime member, I can't remember if it was $10 or $20, but it doesn't matter because it's groceries, and your Lord knows you're gonna spend that much anyways. Especially at Whole Foods. I don't usually shop there, but yeah, when you go there, you're gonna be spending some money. So anyways, yeah, if you got a $10 coupon, so for Prime Day sales, so I got a $10 coupon for that. It was $3 or $13 for the ABH with the coupon. It came down to $3. So I was like, yes, I can do that. Stoked. So the color that I'm using here is blonde, because I read this article that's, I don't know if you can call it an article, but I read this thing that said that people with dark brows are perceived as more vain. And I kind of, been thinking, yeah, I guess I kind of agree with that. I make snap decisions about people when I see like these overly done dark brows. And I was like, So I've been making an effort to make mine a little bit more natural, while at the same time not, because, you want that, cut shaped brow. Or at least I do, I see these people with like these really thick brows, and I think, oh my god, I wish. But I'm just not that lucky. I don't have nice thick brows. I'm lucky for what I have. Thank you, Nev Campbell. She was kind of like, for all, if there's any young people watching that, she's kind of like the 90s icon of skinny brows. Alright. So, nice fill in just in the front of the brows with a nice light color. And I think the blonde is the lightest color they make from NYX. So as long as, and like I said, I got this for $3, but I actually got my Norvina palette for $13. How, you ask? So, basically, the palette is $42. they offered free shipping at Ulta for any Norvina purchase up until I think it's up actually until Sunday. So today is Thursday. Yeah, so you can still buy the Norvina palette up on sale, or not on sale. You can buy it through the Ulta website. Oh God, what did I just do there? Until Sunday and get free shipping. So I got my free shipping, and I have mentioned this in other videos that, you know, I work in sales. I'm in my car all day long, and I pretty much live at Speedways. So, I collect a lot of points at Speedway, and I try to make it a point, you know, to get my gas there, to get my snacks there, to get my drinks there, to make my points add up quicker. And so I had enough points for another $25 Ulta gift card. So I got my gift card, and I had $6 in points because the week before I was in there, and they were doing 5 times points. So even a $24 purchase got me 200 points. So I had $6 in points, $25 gift card, and free shipping. So my total came down to $13 and change. So I was like, yes, absolutely. Because actually, what I had purchased the week before was a Morphe palette, because the Ulta near me finally got Morphe in store, and I've never tried Morphe before. I've really been enjoying the palette. My biggest issue with Morphe was, one, it was an internet commerce brand, which, you know, I mean, I have a few Jeffree Star things. I don't think I've actually paid full price for anything that I own from Jeffree Star. Yeah, no, I don't, no, not a single thing. I don't think I've ever even paid for shipping. I just wait for the sales. And Morphe is really affordable, but, I don't know, there was just never any palettes they had that really spoke to me, like, oh, I have to have that, you know. It's just, because they're a lot of brown, boring palettes, especially when you get into, like, their larger ones. It's like, oh my God. So, since I was able to touch and play and feel it, I was like, oh, this is actually really nice. So I was excited to give it a try. And for $12 for, like, the small palettes, I was really pleased. And they also had the Jaclyn Hill palette in stock at the time. And I'm always back and forth on that palette. It always looks so beautiful. And I'm always like, oh, you know, oh, yes, yes, yes. And then, you know, I actually get, you know, and so now that I was actually able to play with it, I was like, this is actually the Morphe palette I got. This is the Jewel Crew 9C. That color Purple Rain right there. So anyways, back to the Jaclyn Hill palette. The teal color, the matte teal color, that was amazing. The purple was good, but that blue shade, oh my God, you know, when I rubbed, you know, when I was on my finger, great. When I went to swatch it on my arm, I was so disappointed. So, yeah, I just can't, you know. And if you cover up just those 4 colors in that corner, you know, the pop of color on that palette, the rest of the palette is just, again, a normal Morphe palette. Lots of warm brown and yellow, and it just, I was like, nah, I just can't do this. So, we're going to go in with my Master Conceal. I've been loving this stuff. And we're going to cut out the brows and prime these lids so we can start playing with Norvina. And I actually talked somebody out of buying. Actually, here's the sad story. I'm telling you, it's a real thing. Wanting that pop of color is such a real thing. And so actually, I went in there thinking I was going to buy the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I had seen it on Sunday, and it was so pretty, and I had swatched it, and, you know, but when I went back in and I, you know, really looked at it again, and I was just like, oh, you know you can't do this. You can't spend $40 on a palette, um, just because, you know, for these couple colors, you just can't do it. And actually, I wasn't even going to pay $40 because you can use your Ulta coupons at for Morphe products at Ulta. And a friend of mine, I did her makeup for a wedding, so I told her, I'm not going to charge you anything, just, that's what friends are for, So, but she was nice enough to get me an Ulta gift card. So, that was going to take 25 off the $38 price, and then another, 350 off. And I was like, oh, and I had another $6 because when I bought the Norvina palette, for $13, the 5 times points was still going on, so I got my 5 times points on the $42, and so I was back at $6. So I really was gonna get it, the Jaclyn Hill palette, for free, and I just still was like, I just can't. And I saw this girl in there, and I had kind of seen her around the store shopping with her mom, and you could tell that her mom and her, it was like her first time like really shopping for makeup. And I had to talk her out of it because her mom's like, well, why can't you get the little palette, like the little ones that I got, like that I've been loving? And she goes, oh, but I love these colors, and they would look so good on my hazel eyes. And I just stopped her right there. And I was like, honey, cover up these 4 colors, and this is what you get. And then I showed her how to swatch the palette, and I showed her, and I was like, this blue looks really pretty in the pan, but it's just not that, and I had, and she kind of agreed, and she goes, oh yeah, and so she walked away from it, and that cleared my conscience because, I understand that the employees at Ulta, their job is to sell you makeup, but this girl was probably just going into middle school, so like 13, 14 years old, and I just was flabbergasted. They were selling her a $30 Urban Decay concealer. It's like, there is absolutely no reason a girl that age needs a $30 concealer. What are you covering up at 13? you know? Um, I just wanted to take her hand and take her over to the Maybelline and show her the age rewind. I'm like, honey, this is, if you think you got issues, this is all you need. Here, $8. But, that's their job at Ulta. And there was 2 girls in there that day. And they both, seemed like middle school girls shopping with their mom for makeup for the first time. And all the employees had them over by the Urban Decay, like, oh, you need this, you need this, you need this. And it's like, they're 13-year-old girls. What are they covering up? What do they need? Not to mention, they don't have the skills yet to use it. There was one of the girls, they were showing her setting spray. And, the girl's like, oh, it's good for pollution and, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. I hate when I go to Ulta in my time because employees bother me bad. And yeah, I try, when I go into Ulta, I'm usually all done up because I'm usually always all done up. And, these girls walk up to me and like, oh, is there anything you need help with? And I'm like, no, I know more than you. It's Parks and Rec reference of, you guys, if you don't watch Parks and Rec, I know more than you. I don't need your help. But these poor girls, they were just selling them this overpriced stuff. So anyways, this girl was buying the settings. They were trying to sell her the setting spray. And she goes, so you put that on first? And she goes, oh, no. It goes on top of your makeup. It's like, you don't even know when your setting spray goes on, but you're going to sell her. What is an Urban Decay setting spray go for? 16, 17, 18 bucks? I was just flabbergasted. Absolutely flabbergasted. It's just so frustrating. So that was my good deed for the day, talking that girl out of her Jaclyn Hill palette. But I just wish that more people, or there was more of a way for young girls to really, get an introduction to makeup, because it doesn't matter if you're spending $30 on a concealer if you don't know how to use it. It's just how it is. I actually got most of, I mean, I've been doing my makeup since I was 14 and, so that's, 15, 16, 17 years now. But I never like really knew how to do my makeup. And then about 2 years ago, when I started getting into sales and, I had to start, putting myself together, more than, maybe a normal person does on a normal basis, I you started buying a lot of elf makeup, and that's cheap affordable makeup, and I learned my skills from using elf makeup. So you start with a $3 concealer, you learn how to use a $3 concealer, and then you um and then you can move on to your $30 concealers. So let's get this set. And normally I use just I got a bunch of them. My Wet n Wild creme brulee. I love this stuff. I always use this to set my concealers. But there's actually a color in this palette called Base. So I think that is appropriate to use. And there, let's do a little peely together. All right. So let's go in with this color, Base, and let's just see what this does. And it's a little dusty, but I am never angry at a dusty shadow. This is why we do our eyes first, because we can clean it all up when we're done. Now, there's not really much to it for sure, but it's going on very smoothly. It's a little more shimmery than the Wet n Wild, which is fine because I think we're going to do a nice shimmery look today. Oh, and by the way, since I ended up not spending $38 on that Jaclyn Hill palette, I finally broke down and got the Stila. What do they call these things? I just forget. The glitter and glow liquid. And I got mine in Kitten Karma because this is the shade that like everybody seems to be talking about. And it is really nice. It does add a lot of sparkle. I'm not going to be using it today because I just want to keep it to my new shiny palette. I know I'm already in love with it. I haven't even finished playing with it yet. I know that's bad, but you want to be excited about your palettes. You don't want to go into them thinking that they're going to be awful. But yeah, it was really awesome. But the only thing is, oh yeah, oh my god, I love how hard Wet n Wild has been coming lately. Like, I remember when I was younger, it was like ridiculous. It was the cheap makeup in the store, whatever. But especially their highlighters. Like, I do have a quite a fair share of drugstore and high-end makeup, but the number of Wet n Wild highlighters that I have in my drawer is absolutely insane. And I just gave my mom my contour palette because my mom's complaining. She's like, they don't make, or well, I've been nagging her because she wears readers. And she gets these like lines in her eyes where she where her glasses sit, and then she takes them off, and she's been wearing this really dark foundation to match the rest of her body because it's summertime and she's getting dark. I'm like, Mom, use a foundation that matches the rest of your face and then go in with a bronzer to match everything else out. And she goes, well, they don't make bronzers that aren't shiny. And I'm like, it's called a matte bronzer. And she's like, no, I bought them, there's nothing there. And I'm like, okay. So I picked out a couple matte bronzers that I haven't been using and gave them to her, and that was one of them because I was like, well, I use it, but it's easy enough to replace a $5 bronzer, and it is really good. So let's get this started. I think we're going to start with Love, and we're going to take a nice round brush, and this is this is like a cleaning pad, but I keep it in here, and I just use it as my, that one is not too, it's a little dusty, but not as dusty as that base color. And we're just going to put that above the crease onto the occipital. And I'm getting a lot of flashback here, but let's blend this in. See what we got. It's blending beautifully. You know, normally in the morning it could take me, 20 minutes just to do my eyes. I don't know if that's gonna, other than the fact that I want to play, I don't think it's gonna take me that long to do my eyes today, because this is just blending out beautifully and quickly. There's no patchiness in this color for sure. Yesterday I was using my Prism palette, and even with that one, I've noticed a little bit of patchiness. But yeah, no, I'm not getting any of that with this color, so that is good. I just want to go and make it a little deeper. All right, gorgeous. Okay, love it. All right, so next let's go in with rose gold or dazzle. Rose gold or dazzle. Because I want to use soul, so I want to use the purple for that. Let's go with the dazzling. It's just standing out to me. And because this, like I said, this is kind of like a putty formula. Like, I don't want to like hit it too hard, but it does feel like soft and a little wet. Actually, you know what? It is soft and wet enough that I think that we are going to start with some glitter glue. Glitter glue. I'm taking the day off today from work, which is also another reason that I'm able to do this video today. And I'm taking my daughter to the zoo. Going to the zoo, zoo, zoo. How about you, you, you? You can come too, too, too. Anybody? No. Raffi. My husband didn't listen to it either growing up. But I know every song by heart, I swear to God. And so whenever we're in the car, especially like when we're going on like long road trips, I turn on Raffi for my daughter, and she just gets so excited. She loves it. And he just sits there and rolls his eyes like, why do we have to listen to this? And I love it because, it's very nostalgic for me. But he just cannot stand it. It's an episode of the Santa Clarita Diet. If you haven't watched that, it's absolutely hilarious. Drew Barrymore is awesome in it. But her and her daughter are trying to get this guy to come out, and so they're trying to use Raffi to like smoke him out. Oh, you definitely should watch it. Absolutely. It it's one of those shows like every episode's only like 30 minutes, so you can blow through it in one really lazy day. But she's trying to get these people to come out, and so there's Blair and Raffi, thinking that it's gonna get him to come out, and he never comes out, and so they finally turn it off, and he's like, "Hey, turn that back on!" So Raffi is definitely like one of those things where it's like you either love him or you hate him. But this summer is just flying by so quick, and that's part of the reason I haven't been doing a lot of uploads. It's like I just don't have the time. Every day we're on to something else, and it's just absolutely crazy. I filmed like 3 videos, and I haven't had time to edit them or upload them or anything. I was home on lunch the other day, and my husband was at work, and my daughter was at my mom's, and I had like 30 minutes just to kind of sit there, and I actually pulled out my phone and I started trying to edit a video, And 2 minutes later, my husband walks in, and that was it. He recently started a new job where he's working um, 5 a.m. to 1, which is, a really nice schedule. But when you have to, but it's like an hour drive from where we live. So he actually has to be up at 3 o'clock. So I get off work at 5. By the time that I get off work, I basically have to come home, pick up our daughter, come make dinner, and then we have dinner, and then he goes to bed, and then I put my daughter to bed, and I'm exhausted, and I'm like, okay, bedtime for me too, I guess. And yeah, it's just been my life lately, and it is exhausting, but I think we're finally kind of starting to get back into the swing of things, and of course, I'm sure that, it'll, in a couple weeks, my husband will be like, oh no, we're gonna do something else. So, and his schedule will change again and throw my life back into chaos. So, let us do that crease, and we're gonna go in with the soul color. Um, so one of the things I have to do this weekend is watch Infinity Wars again. Hi, Mom. um, yeah, definitely have to watch Infinity Wars again this weekend. I, I don't know if you guys are on Reddit, but there was the whole Thanos subreddit called Thanos Did Nothing Wrong, and then they um, deleted half of the members in that Reddit group, and so that half now belongs to a Reddit group called In the Soul Stone, and I did not get deleted, but my husband did, so my husband is now in the Soul Stone, and I'm just absolutely, oh great, she's been up since 6. So we're gonna have a fun time at the zoo today. Well, maybe she'll take a nap on the way there. Um, I'm obsessed with Marvel movies. Absolutely obsessed. This purple is awesome. Oh, I love this. Hi, princess. I love you. Did you sleep good last night? My daughter stayed at my mom's last night. So mommy got a good night's sleep. Alright, so we're gonna go back in. I don't like how much that rose disappeared under the purple, so we're just gonna go back in and blend that out. Alright. So now we need to lighten up the inner corners because that dazzle was a little darker than I thought it was going to be. So we're going to go in with Dreamer. And again, we're just going to do it on our fingers because we really want to pack that in. And these soft ones are really nice too. I'm not getting any like crinkling that you get sometimes with like wetter, I guess is the word, colors. And okay, so we're just gonna darken up that outer corner now with Passion. And then I think we will be good with the eyes. This is really, really nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think I have a new favorite palette. And this, oh, by the way, is my favorite brush in the entire world. It's Wayne Goss number 18, I believe. Yeah, 18. I got this with my Lucky Box back in January. I reach for this brush every single day. And of course, it's also like the most expensive brush that I own. But I technically didn't pay for it. I mean, I technically did, but I technically didn't. Um, I don't know if I could justify spending, $18 on a single brush. Most of my brushes are drugstore brushes, and I still can pull off really awesome looks, and people still compliment my makeup every day. And I don't think that buying an $18 brush is going to make that difference, but this is just so soft. I heard him talking about his brushes one day, and he said that one thing that he does that makes his brushes kind of different is that he doesn't ever cut the hairs. These are natural hair brushes, and then he never cuts the hair, so that's what keeps them soft. Because like my e.l.f. brushes, sometimes you get that stabbing in the eye. Yeah, honestly, I mean, I haven't. This is the first time I'm using it, but yeah, if you've been eyeing this, yeah, yeah, it's good. It really is. So I just want to blend this out just a little bit more because I just love that blown out, completely blended look. Yeah, I think like one of these like little white ones. Uh, yeah, I use these all the time. Like there's actually stuff on them right now. I think I couldn't even just do a quick count of how many of these things I own. Because I usually use these for like more bold colors, so sometimes even washing them off doesn't work. I have not tried. I don't know what it is about Pixie. I actually haven't tried anything from Pixie. Every time I'm in Target, I always go and I always look at this stuff, and just nothing ever is like, oh, I have to try that. And like I see other YouTubers, recommending things all the time, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try that. But I don't know. There's just something about spending 14, 15, $20 on something that's technically drugstore. Like, I have no problem doing it with high-end makeup, but, the prices for drugstore makeup has gotten kind of out of control. So if you can't coupon for it or have some sort of discount for it, it's just hard for me anymore to justify it. Like I said, I spent $13 on this and $12 on this. I mean, drugstore, high end. I mean, technically it's not drugstore, but you know what I mean. It's I just can't. I just can't justify spending that much, and I never can find ways to save money on um, Pixie products because they don't coupon for them or anything like that. So I just I just can't do it. Alright, let's get this cleaned up because as you can see there is a bit of fallout, but again, that's why we do our eyeshadows first. And my Dollar Tree makeup wipes because they're perfectly fine. So just go underneath the eye and clean that up a little bit. Soften that up. Alright. Alright, all clean. So let's start working on the face. Now, I cannot tell you how to pronounce this, but I am obsessed with this. This is my second jar now. This is the Andouille Lift and Firm Cream. I got this as a sample in the Whole Foods sample bag, their sample makeup bag, few months back, and I mean I could only use it maybe 2 or 3 times in the sample, but I noticed that every time that I used it, my makeup came out perfect. Like, every day I had just like the most amazing makeup day, and my skin looked good, and I was just like, oh my god. So I think this stuff retails for like $23, $24, something like that. But it's so worth it, and it really does just it has hyaluronic acid in it, which helps fill in those fine lines. So if you are dealing with those early signs, or if you're dealing with them, it is Andalou, Andalou, and it is the Lift and Firm cream, because they have a couple different varieties of this, but yeah, the Lift and Firm, and it just fills in the pores, it softens lines, it is just absolutely amazing. And then this is just like a little habit I've got into. It's like just one of those little rubber silicone like face wash things, but I've been using it to put on my moisturizers and my primers and all that good stuff. And I just feel like, I think it's probably just from the massaging action of it, and you know, getting blood go into your face. But I just feel like it's making my moisturizers and stuff just work that much better. And this one came with my egg mallow mask, and it was a face wash. It was like a whole set. Too cool for school, by the way. This stuff is really good too. I usually use this at night though. But you can buy these for like $1 at Dollar Tree in a 2-pack, and I have like one on my nightstand for when I'm, like really tired and lazy. I just put a little squirt of moisturizer on my face, and I go lay down in bed and just until I fall asleep. So really get into the face, get it under your eyes, make sure that you're gonna get no creasing in your concealer. Alright, and then we're gonna go in with the Smashbox Photo Finish priming, what is it? Photo Finish primer, yeah. Somebody needs some caffeine this morning. And it's a pore filler, so I usually just put a little on my cheeks. I'm not like gonna be, I don't go overly, it doesn't have to cover your entire face because it's a pore filler. Plus, I'm pretty sure that this stuff might be just the greatest primer in the entire world. And we're gonna do one more, we just do one more step before we put that in. What did I just do with my, where'd it go? Literally was just in my hands. My little rubber thingy. Oh, I fell into my drawer. So rub that into the pores. Make the pores disappear. Rub, massage, fill pores. Alright. Like, and I mean, even like this close to my face, I can't see my pores anymore. Doing it that way, it's just really good. So, now we are just going to go in with, now this says e.l.f., this is an e.l.f. bottle, but, okay, so what I use before and after, it's glycerin and rose water, and you can get these on Amazon for like $6, and then I cut it with water. So this is an 8-ounce bottle. I transferred into an 8-ounce glass bottle. Right now it's currently just the Diet Peach Tea, because that's what 16-ounce bottle I had laying around. And then I just put them in these e.l.f. bottles, because the sprayers on these e.l.f. bottles are amazing for $3. Like, you could I mean, just the bottle alone is worth the $3. But you can always, you know, actually use up the product in them, I guess. um, so, just a quick spritz of that. Now, glycerin helps set your makeup, but it's also really good for your skin, and so is rose water. It helps soften the skin, keeps your skin really, really nice. So, the last thing I got it in a 2-pack. It was like $12, and that's gonna last me probably about 6 months, maybe. Yeah, I've been using a lot of it lately because it's summer and it takes a lot more to keep your makeup on in the summer. But yeah, I swear by this stuff. And if you're really sensitive to rose, you may not like it, but I personally love it. So we are going to go in with the Superstay. I was on a journey to find the world's most perfect foundation. I was in Sephora like every day. Those girls, I swear to God, they're probably just like at the end of their ropes with me. But I just was looking for just a really, really great foundation, and there was always just something wrong. It was too full coverage, or it started getting cakey, or I just couldn't find anything. Yeah, my daughter is 4 now. But yeah, luckily I have a wonderful mother. Who watches my daughter for me, and she stays over there a few nights a week. So I definitely get some mommy time, which is very, very important to your sanity. And if you have a 7-month-old, you will learn that very, very quick. I have this little sample of glow serum that I got in my Birchbox, and I've just really been loving it. And we're just going to put a little dab of that into the foundation to help with getting that nice, healthy glow. And I am going to the zoo today, so I'm going to be outside. Yeah, I actually, one of my really good friends, she suffers from scarring from teenage acne, and it was one of her favorite foundations too. And I gave her a coupon code that had been emailed to me for when they were having a sale, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is great!" And she bought like a year supply of it, and she told me like 2 months later, she's like, "I can't use it anymore." But this stuff, it's full coverage, but it's not. I don't know. It's just really good, especially when you put a little bit of a liquid highlighter on it. You get such a great look out of it. So I'm gonna be using my Clarisonic to blend. This thing has changed my life in so many ways. My skin is so much better now since I started using it. It blends out your foundation just so easily. And yeah, I don't know if I can, say, oh, you definitely need it, because it is, if you don't have a Clarisonic, they're, what, $120. This particular model is $220. You can get them on sale, obviously, sometimes. And, the foundation brush head is another $40. But maybe I'm missing it somewhere. But, with the regular Clarisonic heads, it tells you have to replace them every 3 months, which I totally get. But this is like a makeup brush, and I haven't seen anything that says, you have to replace it like every so often. So I haven't replaced it yet. I think I bought it in December. And I mean, it still works perfectly fine. It's just like a regular makeup brush. You have to wash it, on a regular basis, even more so because you're using it with a liquid product. But actually, I think it actually works better now than when I first bought it, because, the bristles are finally like softening up, and it really does. It just works so well, and just helps you get like that really, really natural kind of finish. And yes, I am putting it in my ears, because your ears do tend to kind of get a little red during the day. And if you have like these bright red ears and this perfectly painted face, to hide any kind of natural coloring in your face. They do make it kind of stand out. And I suffer from pretty bad acne on my neck and jawline. Like, I have this thing going on right now. I don't know if you can necessarily see it, but it is, oh, it was bad. It ended up having to be Lance, like, just an absolute nightmare. So, yeah, it definitely helps. This thing definitely helps making sure that, you know, my jaw and neckline is completely blended through and looking as natural as humanly possible. Alright. So next we're going to go in with the Super Stay again, but they make it in stick form now. I don't have any, I haven't tried the stick like all over my face, but it really does make a nice, it does make a nice, like highlighting stick and bronzer. And because it's the same formula, it really just, it blends it all together so well and looks super natural. And with the Clarisonic, I mean, it just gone. And I do tend to prefer liquid or I guess liquid bronzer in the summer, again, because you're gonna be sweating a lot. And with powders, when you get a powder wet, it just, you can tell more quickly. You know, you get those drip lines, whatever. I don't have that problem when I do my contour this way instead of with a powder. And just right down the side of the nose. I mean, like, yeah, gone. I think need a little more on the side. Yeah, and I know it looks like, what is she doing right now? Like, that looks absolutely crazy. But we have, you know, layers and layers and layers to go. Alright, so now we're going to go in with my highlight under my eyes. And, you know, your skin is like the most important part of your makeup routine. It is. It's just, if you're fighting acne, if you're fighting lines, if you're fighting, you know, sunburn. Oh, I got a really bad sunburn in the summer and it was awful. It just, it just makes doing your makeup harder. If you have nice skin, your makeup is just going to look nicer. So most of my makeup, or most of my, you know, budget for like makeup and stuff has actually been going into skincare lately. So my under eyes are looking really, really good. So actually all I've been using is this L'Oreal True Match. And it's like a super thin formula. And they actually make it in really light shades, because when you're as pale as me, even finding a concealer that is like pale enough for you can be really hard. And then because a lot of people, like pale people, suffer from this, you go to the store and they never have it in stock because all the other pale people got there before you. So yeah, this is just what all I've been using on my under eyes. Just, it brightens it up. It's a nice thin formula, so it doesn't crack under my eyes all day, and it just leaves my eyes looking super smooth and young and youthful, because you don't want to look older after you put on makeup. And that was one thing I was finding with a lot of my concealers. I was looking older than my age. And, you know, when I get home at night, I take my makeup off, I'd be like, well, I look 10 years younger now without my makeup. That's ridiculous. And it's because it falls into the lines under your eyes and the lines around your mouth, and it cracks, and it makes those lines look deeper, and it makes you look older. So if you have to use heavy concealers, don't do it. You just need to brighten up that area under your eyes. And not just under your eyes. We'll take a little bit and I'll put a little bit on the chin and up the nose and between the brows. And let's finish blending this out over here. And you gotta always make sure you're checking this area right around here, because if you are not paying attention to that area, sometimes you just end up with a really, really bizarre blended lines. And we don't want harsh lines. You know, that's what makes your makeup start looking unnatural. You want it all blended together. You want it all to look seamless. And that's why blending is so, so important. I will spend an hour doing my makeup every day just to make sure that everything is blended and everything just looks like it's supposed to be there. No harsh lines. Alright. And then we are going to bake. And I'm just going to use my Coty Airspun and my Real Techniques sponge, and the sponge is dry. I know that some people do prefer a wet sponge when they bake. I just don't, because I don't know how people do it, but wet and powder just they're not necessarily friends. So we're just gonna bake around the chin as well, up the nose, and make sure we get a little extra on the outer corners of my eyes, because I get this little pocket right here in my eye, and it can lead to like these dark looking spots. And I don't want dark spots under my eyes. And the concealer thing, it won't take care of it, because it's not that the spot is dark, it's just that it's sunk into my face. So it's just a shadow. So you can't cover shadow with concealer. You have to make it brighter, which is what concealer is for. But you don't need a heavy concealer to do that. If that makes any sense. I hope it does. And this is just the translucent powder. I have it in honey something or another too. But I don't really tend to use powder all over my face anymore, because it just makes you look older. So now we are going to go in with, where is it? I've been using this stuff. It is the Wet n Wild Baked Blush. It was from their Hummingbird. I don't remember what this collection was called. Yeah, absolutely no idea. I have no idea remember what this collection was called. But I think it's still available in stores, and I definitely think you can still get it on the website. But it is just this super hot pink color. But I have discovered that if you just take it and put it on just like by your hairline, it just really helps bring in your face and just thin it out a little bit more, and it's a really nice glow to your skin. And you know, it's summertime, you want to glow. You know, you want to look healthy, you want to look like the sun is hitting your face, and you don't want to look like a matte mess. So and I mean, really, this is just really like on your, this is your temples. I don't know what this is called. It's like your joint? I don't know. But just just enough to like kind of help bring it in. And you're going to take that down into that contour that you did and blend that all in together. And then we're gonna dust this off with a brush that I should be able to find. Okay, so let's dust. Alright, so bake is gone. And now we are going to go in with our highlight, and we are almost done. So we gotta figure out which highlight I want today. Yesterday I used the Skinny Dip from Jouer, and oh my god, I can't, it's not like a color I can use all the time because you have to be a certain depth of tan to use it for sure. But I felt like I was feeling confident. I'm like, I think I've got a little bit of color this summer. I think I could pull it off. And yeah, it was really, really good. But I don't want anything quite that glowy today. You know, kind of, you know, the kind of the look that, you know, I went for with this was, you know, just kind of a, I don't know, natural kind of, I don't know what word I'm looking for is. Anyways, so I think we're just gonna go in with the Jouer Rose Gold. I love my e.l.f. highlighters. I really do. Or not my e.l.f., my Wet n Wild ones. But these Jouer highlighters, I swear, if I have to pay $24 when it comes time to replace these, I probably will do it. They are just really good. They are super soft. I use them as highlights for my eyes. They are just so incredible. And I got these as a set of 3. I got Ice, Rose Gold, and Skinny Dip from, I'm going to say Birchbox. It was part of like a holiday collection. And after Christmas, they were just like getting rid of them. So it was like 50% off all holiday collections. So I think I paid $12 for the set of 3. And I mean, that was the holidays. I mean, I'm not even anywhere near pan on this Rose Gold yet. And that one is like my favorite color. So we're going to go in with the highlighter first. And we're going to do the highlighter before the blush. Because we're going to go in super heavy with this highlight. And then we'll put the blush on top. And it will just give your skin this natural glow from within kind of look. Without looking like, oh wow, look at that girl's highlight. But you'll still have like this really nice highlight. I love highlighter. I think if you polled most women, they would say that highlighter is like their favorite kind of makeup. And I know it's definitely true for me. Lord knows I own like 100 of them. But there's I know this is really like an unpopular opinion, but I really do enjoy my Birchbox because it gives me a chance to try products that I had never heard of or that I would otherwise, you know, just kind of sweep over. And some of my favorite products that I've ever bought are from Birchbox. Like I said, this little glowy thing, I love this stuff. This was Birchbox. I got to try the Wave Volume Spray. Love this stuff. I don't know if I'm going to end up buying this as a full size. And especially now that my hair is kind of different because I got a perm. It's just not, I'm just not sure that I would. But they are sending me the wave version of this. So there's like a version for curly hair. So they are sending me that. It should be in my Birchbox next month. This sunscreen, I got it in my last Birchbox. That stuff was pretty good. And they do send like, you know, like real nice brand name things that you've heard of 1,000 times. Like I got the Benefit Professional Pearl Primer, like the first month that it came out, they sent that in my Birchbox. And you know, it's $10 a month, and you know, sometimes, you know, it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. But my husband also gets it. He gets the Birchbox Man, and he's kind of fallen off on it a little bit about using his products. But the stuff that has gotten and tried, he really loves, and it just kind of helps him be a cleaner, more put together man. Because he is very, very lazy when it comes to certain things. Um, and it can be a little embarrassing sometimes. Like I have to look put together every day because when you work in sales, you know, you can't go to people and go, hey, can I have your money, if you look like you need it. They take you more seriously when it looks like you have your own money, and if they don't give you your money, or they don't give you their money, you don't need their money. So, I'll go out looking, like I just came from, a board meeting, and he's out in his t-shirt and shorts, and it's like, I love you, but let's. He just found out what a brush is. A few months ago, he says to me, he goes, "Why didn't anyone tell me about the blow dryer sooner? It makes my hair so fluffy." Oh wow, okay. But he has a beard, so he's really been enjoying like the beard softeners they've been sending, and it gives him a chance to try different fragrances. And so, yeah, I think that every man should be like required to do a Birchbox for sure. Okay, so, well, thank you. So let's go in now with blush. And we're going to, I don't think they sell this one anymore. They might still sell it like on the like Benefit website. But it is, yeah, it's, yeah, go on to like Birchbox, and like they have a million different beard softeners. He could send like a new version of it every month, but yeah, they definitely work. I'm always petting his beard now, going, "Oh, hi Austria." Isn't the internet so cool? I'm just sitting in my house in Indiana, and you can see me on the other side of the world, and we can talk to each other. So this is just like the little 3-pan set that they sent, or they had for Christmas. It's Hula, it's California, and What's Up. And California is, I had such a love-hate relationship with this color, because when they originally put it out, they put that spray coating in like in the boxes, and like I think it first came out in that cheek palette, and I hate cheek palettes because there's always at least one color in there that you're never going to be able to use. It wasn't made for you. You can't use it, and so you're wasting your money on it. But I thought that it looked pretty, but I just didn't like the fact there was a spray coating on it, and that you really don't know exactly what you're getting. So when they put this out, and I think this was like $20, I was like, okay, $20, and confession, I hadn't tried Hula yet. I really just love my butter bronzer, and I was like, I don't know why I need to spend $20 on a bronzer when I love my Physicians Formula that much. So I was like, okay, well, I really want to try. I do want to try it, and there's no spray coating on it, and I should probably, at some point try Hula, because, I go on YouTube and, talk about makeup. So I ended up, oh yeah, it's my absolute favorite. And it smells so good. A friend of mine came over the other day. I was doing her makeup for the wedding, and I opened it up, and actually backtrack a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It honestly, if I had to choose between this and Hula, it's this. This smells better. It's a little bit lighter for my complexion. If I'm, looking for a little something a little bit heavier, or to look a little bit darker, I'll go for the Hula. But yeah, Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is amazing. But anyways, I was, she came over to the house, and I was planning on going out after she left, and so I was putting sunscreen on, and I've been using this Hint sunscreen all summer, and Hint water is amazing, but Hint sunscreen It smells incredible. You smell like a pina colada the entire day. It's awesome. So she walks into my kitchen and she goes, "Oh my God, your house smells so good." I'm like, "Oh no, that's just my sunscreen." And so then, we came back in here and I did her makeup. And when I opened the butter bronzer, she goes, "Oh my God, I can still smell your sunscreen on you." I'm like, "Nope, that's the makeup." And she goes, "I didn't know that makeup came in smells." Like, yep, and this one is a good one. So, uh, yeah, love Physicians Formula bronzer. And so we're just going to go over the top of that highlighter. And now you can see it's still glowy, it's still pretty, but it doesn't look like highlighter in your face. And, especially, when people are starting out, I'm sure that we've all seen it, that, I'm good, I'm glad. It really is. It's really good. And don't pay full price for it because you can find it on sale. Go get your CVS coupons, you know, even go to Ulta. Well, I don't know how much they're retailing for anymore because I don't pay for retail for my drugstore makeup ever. Okay. So, yeah, definitely find it on sale. Go get your coupons, do whatever you have to. But yeah, don't pay full price for it. But it's worth the full price, but you don't have to. Alright, I think we are good. So now what we're going to do is go back in with that spray, and then we'll go back in and do the lashes and underneath my eyes, because yeah, well, one, I getting your face wet after putting mascara on, I just don't personally think that's a good idea. Not my favorite thing to do in the world. So, and another nice thing about this, oh, I got it in my mouth. Is if you put it on your neck, rub it down your chest. I mean, it's good for all of your skin. And in summer, put it on your arms, put it on your legs before you go out, and you just look like you're glistening like J-Lo. And I always use a healthy amount of this stuff too, because whether it's for, all right, so let's go take back out Norvina, and let's see, what color do we want to go underneath the eyes with? Let's go under with Passion. And I tend not to ever use liners under my eye because it can make your eyes look smaller. And the whole point of doing your eyes is to, open them up and make them look more beautiful. So when you put harsh lines under your eyes, it just makes them look smaller. When I was in middle school, I think it was, I had somebody tell me never use black eyeliner. Your eyes look weird. And so I actually stopped using black eyeliner for a long time. Oh, like a long time. Alright. Little bubble in there. This is the NYX Epic Ink. I love this stuff. I think it's like $7. And it is like the best liquid eyeliner. And it lasts forever. Plus, I don't use a ton of it, so definitely helps it last forever. So yeah, I went years and years and years without ever using a black eyeliner of any type, top, bottom, didn't matter. And then yeah, NYX is like the high end of drugstore. It's like the only makeup that I will, if I don't have a coupon for it or, whatever, it's like the only thing that I'm like, okay, I can break down and pay the full $7 for this today. But I just like randomly put on black eyeliner one day and somebody said to me like, oh my God, your eyes look amazing. And I was like, really? And I was like, I haven't worn black eyeliner in a really long time because somebody told me once that I looked freaky with black eyeliner on. And they're like, whoever told you that only told you that because they were jealous. And I was like, oh. And actually thinking back to who it was like one of my high school bullies or middle school bullies. And it's like, that actually makes sense. So we're just going to go in with this little round brush again, just on these outer corners, just to kind of get that finished blown out look. Okay. But yeah, high school bullies, they are the absolute worst, aren't they? So yeah, ever since then I've been using black eyeliner again. But yeah, I probably went like 5 or 6 years and never touched the stuff because somebody told me that I looked freaky with black eyeliner on. So let's curl these lashes and then we will be all set. Like I said, I'm going to the zoo with my daughter today, and I am not a big fake lash person anyways. On my day-to-day, they're just not for me. I did a video on the magnetic ones, and it's like my most popular video to date. I think I'm almost at like 9,000 views on that video, which is awesome. And I'm glad, and I love reading the comments on that one because so many people, were saying, oh my God, I watched 20 videos on how to do this, and yours is the only one that made any sense. And it feels amazing because, like, that's why I've been doing this, because I feel like I have a voice to add to the community. So when people say, oh, I never heard this before, oh my God, it just warms my heart. So we're going to go in with Lash Paradise first. And, people rave about this stuff, and it is good. I'm not saying it's not. If it wasn't good, I wouldn't use it. And I prefer drugstore mascaras over high-end because, you find a good drugstore mascara, really, there's not going to be a whole lot of difference between that and a high-end. And I have yet to find this holy grail mascara that is going to give me volume and going to give me length and it's going to give me everything I want in a single tube. It just hasn't happened yet. The closest that I found is Wet n Wild, and let's see if I can find both sets of it. But it's this 1, 2, 3 Prime and Seal. The only problem with this is that it takes a while to do because you actually have to put actual fibers on your eyes. Like, that's not liquid. That is fiber. I don't know if you can see. And that it takes a while and it's kind of a pain in the butt to do. There's not a ton of fallout with it. Maybe it's like a little bit here and there. And nothing that you can't just go and be done with. But, I just haven't found anything. So next I use on top of the Lash Paradise the Telescopic from L'Oreal, and this just adds an incredible amount of length, and this is the type of brush that I prefer to use. These little plastic applicator type brushes, I just feel like you get just like the best length out of these kind of brushes. And they get into the corners so well, and they are great for your lower lash line. I just love it. So let's take a look at what we've got here, because I think we're just about done. Loving the eyes. It's like subtle without overly subtle, I guess. And just right in the corners. Oh, it's really pretty. Can't lie, it is really pretty. Okay, so that is it. Other than lips, and let's pull out the bag of lips. See what we're gonna do today. We're going to zoom. How about you? So I think actually for today we're just gonna go in with this. This is the CoverGirl Melting Pout Matte. This stuff tastes awful. Like, seriously awful. I can't even begin to describe the awfulness of this taste. It's like a bad pistachio. That's like the closest thing that I can describe it to. But it lasts for hours. And once it dries, you can't taste it anymore. So, like, you know, if it lasts for hours and you tasted bad pistachio in your mouth all day. But this formula is so smooth. It's a little patchy in the first coat. But this stuff will last you all day, no questions asked. And it's comfortable. I have tons of long-lasting lipsticks that will wear all day, but none of them are as comfortable as this formula. And I really haven't heard anything about these. Like, I don't think anybody's really talking about these. And it's probably because they taste awful. But if you can get over that initial taste of it, it's great. And this color is called Ballerina. And I just feel like it's like one of those your lips but better kind of colors. So it looks, you know, really natural and fun. And just because I am a perfectionist, I'm just going to go back in with this kind of tapered brush and just right into the corners to blend out. That. Alright, I think we are good. Let's take a look. I think we could probably blend out that bronzer just a little bit more. Just to get rid of that kind of yellow tint. And we'll just take that brush, this is that brush I use with the air spun, so there's just a little bit of air spun on it. Just set that in a little bit. And take a look under my eyes, get a nice close look there. Like I said, I'm a perfectionist. It's not done till I say it's done. Alright, and I think we're there. I think we are done. Alright, so that is it. I know it's a long video, but I mean, like, literally it does take me like an hour every morning to do my makeup. I have to get up extra early every morning to get this done. But, you know, it's worth it to me. It's worth it, you know, for my job. And obviously all these steps, you know, you don't have to do, but, you know, if you got a special occasion, or, you know, just taking, you know, any little part of this and, you know, incorporating into your routine. So that is all I have for you today. Make sure you hit subscribe, and hopefully I will be back doing this more often, because, you know, I enjoy doing it, but, you know, life's gotta come first, making money's gotta come first. So that's all I got, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.